Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to ESOSU Gaming. Today we're gonna talk about something that these new games, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, brought to us, which is the open world. And not just a open world, a very diverse, distinct and unique open world. We have a lot of beautiful areas in this game, and I am gonna rank the top 5 of those areas. Thank you very much for being here, your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. Tell me in the comments down below which are your favorite regions or areas in this game, and I hope you enjoy the video. The first area we're gonna talk about, my number 5 choice for this video is Glaciado Mountain. So Glaciado Mountain is actually very big region or zone, however you wanna call it, and I just like it for a simple fact. It's full of snow, and I do love snow. I love my ice types, they are my second favorite type, so every part of any game that is like snow and ice type Pokemon everywhere is really cool. And you have in this region on the Glaciado Mountain, you have 2 gyms. Okay, you can catch the Sedo legendary pre-evolution, and you have a lot of ground to cover. It will not be very fruitful, your explorations, because there is not much to discover besides perhaps some rivers, a lot of snow, and some pools, some natural formatted pools, which is very cool to be around the river and meet some water Pokemon as well, and then come back to the snow, white snow. It's so beautiful. You can go to a lot of high places and fly from there. The views are very cool, and just it feels awesome. It really feels you are on your own, on your adventure, on a harsh land, you and your Pokemon out there in the cold. And then you have certain beautiful places, kinda random in my opinion, but still beautiful, like this bridge just out the town with the ghost gym. You know, the bridge is really cool, and we're gonna keep moving here, and we're gonna find an awesome place up further ahead. And sometimes you do find some real beautiful unexpected things in the snow, like that beautiful looking bridge. And I really like the Pokemons that you can find here. You can find Toddles, and it's always very cute to hear them cry, or not cry, but their cry, right? In the wild, it's always very cool. And in terms of gameplay and my experience through this mountain, you need to go through this mountain to access a lot of regions besides it, right? So it's really gives like a connection, a tough, cold connection, but essential connection and bridge between the regions, right? And you actually have a lot to explore. It doesn't like you have different areas. You'll not find much, but it's always new spaces, and it's very wide and open, and I do really like it. About the gyms, I didn't have much trouble in the gyms in this area, and at the time I went into this area, my Pokemons were on par, they were right leveled, you know, and as you can see here right now, we are now connecting with another part of the region, you know. I think here we're connecting to the east part of the region, and we find the Gimmighoul. Nice. But yeah, this region is very cool. It has strong Pokemons, it has some unique Pokemons that you cannot find anywhere else in the region, but just because it has a lot of ice types and some Knuckly and Knuckle stacks, I'm very happy, you know. And in terms of like you passing through it, it requires some time, so it kind of feel like you're grinding through it, and I really enjoy it. And it just feels good passing around on the snow. It feels tough, it feels like a true adventure. It feels like you can meet danger in any corner, or you can meet an unexpected Pokemon, you know. I really love these wide areas over there. And like there, you see from further away, you can see some pool, some natural pool, some water, and you'll be like, what is this? What is that? you know, and your mind gets interested because in the middle of all this white, anything that is not white will draw your attention. And now, just honorable mention, this beautiful bridge, you know, you are in the snow, out in the cold in the white, and then you find the bridge with beautiful candles near a beautiful waterfall, you and your Miraidon walking through the snow like the heroes you are, and then you find a place to rest your soul and feel warmth and welcome to this harsh environment. I just had to really shout out this bridge because it's one of the best bridges in the game. Shout out to the bridge. It deserves every single shout out. This region is located in the very center of the region as well, of the Paldea region. As I said earlier, it allows you to connect with many other places of the region, and this waterfall, not waterfall, this pool is the origin of many waterfalls and rivers of the region, so it's really cool to be here in the top of the mountain in this beautiful pool, natural pool, with some Psyducks, some Magikarps, some Vaporeons, you know what I'm saying? And you can just chill around in the water. It's a refreshing sight after all the snow you have been passing through, to see some different Pokemons and to see snow in a different state, in a liquid state. Be careful of the Magikarp. And he's where the region is located, very close to the lake as well, very close to the North Province, very close to the West Province. And here it's very cool because you can see from all over the mountain different areas with different colors, and all those colors come together to make a painting in itself. The white, the orange, the blue, the dark blue from the lake, the white blue from the beach, the sand from the beach, you know, and it's really cool. Here connecting to Casserolia Lake. And we have this cave over here as well, which leads to the lake in itself, which I thought it was just an interesting little touch to show how connective this mountain, the Glaciado mountain, is. So I hope you guys enjoyed Glaciado mountain as I did. And next, my second favorite region / area of this game, of the Paldea region, is the path to Alfornada city. So the path in itself is not, or when you think about it, it's not great like, but it starts in a beautiful beach and it's challenging. You need at least level 40 Pokemons to pass through here and to fight with the trainers and to catch any wild Pokemon. So it's not very pretty, but it was very challenging, and it was so refreshing to feel a bit out of the region, to feel like you are on your own. You are on this tough scenery, high on altitude, near the sea, you know, on these edged cliffs, and you know, just the feeling of it, and the strong Pokemons, the strong trainers give to this path a really cool feeling. And then you're also always going up, and it's the only way that you can reach Alfornada. So it makes this path kinda special, kinda tough in its way. It makes it very unique as well, and I really like it. In terms of Pokemons, in the path itself you don't find a lot of them, you find more trainers, but in the cave that leads to Alfornada we have a lot of strong Pokemon and a lot of strong trainers as well, you know? And then after the path you reach the cave, which is so cool. So this area in itself is the path, the cave, and Alfornada town or city in its all. And I really think that in this game the caves were very well done. They don't really feel like caves though, they feel like passages, but they still have that cavey vibe, and I think they can improve that in future games and make a cave really feel like dark, dangerous, and kinda separating you from the world. This cave is very wide, you know, it has a lot of space for you to go and check those rocks, go check if there is some items. There is a lot of Pokemon, a lot of different Pokemon as well, and you know, when you pass here in the first time, you are about to go to a gym there is strong Pokemon, strong trainers. You like, bro, this is gonna be competitive, this is gonna be challenging. And then there is a girl, a female trainer in the top of this cave that I had to like try 3 times to defeat her. She was no pushover, and that's what I really look for on a Pokemon game. The world and then some challenging battles. That's a core part of the game, right? And then you're just exploring around, you see some Garchomps, which always give that sense of respect to a certain area. And that's the girl that I needed to challenge like 3 times to pass through. And then you exit the cave, a beautiful cave by the way, and you reach Alfornada, which is one of my favorite, not caves, cities. And that's on the South Province Area 6. And Alfornada is really, really cool, okay? So I will make a separate video about my favorite towns, but here, to be a bit more specific to you, this is one of my favorite parts of the game. Coming to Alfornada, being in Alfornada and fighting the gym. You know, the whole pottery culture in Alfornada, in Portugal and Spain, because the game was inspired by both countries. We have a lot of Arabic influence and Muslim influence and Moor influence, and all the towns that start with Al, like Alfornada, they were once belonged to the Moors and to the Muslims that were here once a long time ago. And I really like Alfornada because you got the Psychic Gym, you got the Observatorium of Stars, you have these really old depictions of original Pokemon sprites, which everything in this town takes you to ancient times, our roots, Pokemon roots, the roots of our existence in this world. Because Pokemon being a game for kids, it always touches in certain psychological, sociological, and things of existence, matters of thinking about your existence and things like that, you know. And Alfornada is a great representation for that. Past Alfornada, we have this hill, a very high hill, which you can explore by going not around, but you kind of go up and in circles. You have a lot of psychic type Pokemons, you have some ruins, and you can reach really, really high. By the way, what are those ruins, guys? We just see these ruins all over the game, but nobody explains anything. Now, I live in Portugal and I went to Spain many times, and we do have a lot of Celtic ruins because the Celtic people were here before the Muslims and Arabic and Moors came in and conquered this, you know? So perhaps that's just a reference, those old ruins, just a reference to that. But right now, especially on this shot, it's night. You can see the beauty of this hill and the Alfornada zone. So in general, you come from a tough route to a tough cave, to a tough gym, to a very spiritual and philosophical town, just to then meet the beginning of a river, a waterfall, the birthing place of a river. And I really, really like this whole component that I just told you. The path, the cave, the town, the gym, and then this waterfall over here. Everything together makes it my second favorite area in this game. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, and let's move on. Just to clarify things, guys, this is not my second favorite part of the map, this is my third favorite area, okay? No, my fourth. God damn it, Ezo. It's my fourth favorite area of the game, okay? Tell me what you think about it. And by the way, on the top of the hill, right next to Alfornada, it's just really cool that you can have a look to basically the whole region, right? And that just also reveals the essence and inspiration behind Alfornada. And the fact that you can see the whole region represents Alfornada in itself, the access to our roots as a species and Pokemons and all the psychology and philosophy of it, and spirituality, you know. The next area we're going to talk about, it does not make a part of this top 5, it's a bonus area because it's not very relevant to the game, the story, or just your gameplay in general, but it was one area, and it's Northern Province Area 1, that I really loved it. I really enjoyed this region, this little area. When I reached here the first time, the Pokemon were very strong. You have the 3 Dragon Sisters, you can see a lot of Dratinis, a lot of Vaporeons, you have these 3 watchtowers, you are really close to quote-unquote Kalos, right, that we can assume. You can see a lot of different parts from the region, but from below them, and it's just so secluded, so separated, so unique. There is nothing going on in here, just Life Force and the Dragon Force. That's canon though, that's canon in the games, you know what I'm saying? So it's very cool, this area. It made me feel like kind of like safe it is in the open world. It made me feel connected to this region in a way that I didn't felt before, and I really like it. Like such an area that doesn't have anything, but it's well done. You know, it feels good. The Dratini is over there, it feels good, and some Dragapults as well. So you can see the dragon type liking to this place, the 3 Dragon Sisters, the 3 towers, all of that has some cool symbology, and the fact that you are really close to the Kalos region. Now a shot from above, so you can see that this region does have like a bear-shaped face. Maybe this is a hint for a next Pokemon or something. I don't know, I feel like this area can have something to do with lore or some Pokemon that we don't know yet, or we know the Pokemon but not his full history. And tell me what you think. This was a bonus for you guys. Northern Province Area 1, one of my favorites in the game. My third favorite area in this whole game is the one, the only Area 0. Area 0. Bro, this zone has everything. Beautiful scenery, some cool Pokemon, awesome music, mystery, pressure, setup, gameplay is central focused on here. The myths, the lore, the story is centered on here. It has so many mysteries to it. Legends, books written about it. Nobody could explore it. It was so dangerous. Then a team of explorers finally came down, but then nobody believed what they said about this area. And then you go around and you see the trees with crystals. You see this wild area, wilder than any other area in the game. And then you see this future or past like Pokemons, depend the game you are playing. Bro, this area has everything. It is beautiful, great music, great suspense, great impact. You come here with your squad, with Nemona, with Arven, with Penny, right? You go from station to station, knowing more and more about the professor and about what happened here, and what about what you did, or what about what they did, and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's awesome. Then it's like really a long journey though. Especially because you come here and you can't use Miraidon the first time you came here, because Miraidon is afraid, right? So when you're just walking, it feels like too big. It feels there is no reward until you enter the cave. You enter the central focus, the plot finishing spot of this game, and you just see these huge, beautiful looking crystals. And I think this aerial shot brings us all that we can see. Then when you are actually going through it, I'm going through the actual path that you take. It's a cave, a very well done cave. It's not very dark, but it's very grey, and you have these crystals all over the place. And it was the first time I saw a Glamora, and I love Glamora. It's one of my favorite Pokemons in the game, and Glamora has something to do with these crystals. I think Glamora is like a living Terra Crystal or something related with that. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's an awesome, awesome concept, an awesome area with a lot of weight to the story, and your experience going through this area is just heart pounding. You know, at least me, I was just like always expecting and speculating, what could this be? Why is this filled with crystals? Did Miraidon really came from here? There is another Miraidon. Perhaps I'm a fight a Koraidon. And then I was not expecting what we would meet in the end. Oh, by the way, the symbol in this spot over here, it is in the game's logo. You know? So it represents something. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below about this symbol. What does this represent? What message does that symbol is conveying to us, the player? Alright? And then as you go down, you just see bigger and bigger crystals. I do believe that they could have put more Pokemon in terms of variety, because the area is so big that then you start to see the same Pokemon over and over again, and it stops feeling fresh and new. Okay? And I think that's the only thing they could really improve here. Maybe put, I don't know, some... you do have some mini bosses, that's true, so I take that back. I think that's the only thing they could improve is improve the Pokemon variety in this area. But bro, just the crystals, look at that. They used all the resources to make the crystals and Terra Crystallization, right? Look at this. And then you come down to the bottom of the cave, and what you meet? The biggest lab. The biggest lab where everything is happening or has happened, you know. And then you go in, you go through the story, right? You meet the bad Miraidon, and you come back inside, and you can see all these crystals growing around. You can see these machines where they were growing crystals, right? And the experiments they were making. And then you go in to get the mythical time machine, which is, for me, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Like, this whole room is awesome. Just look at that. Well, loading time, come on. Look at that, bro. Look at that. This is so cool. This room is so cool. This room is my favorite region in the whole game. Now we can't call it a region. It's so awesome, bro. And that's it, that's all. Next up, we have my second favorite area, which is the Northern Province Area 2. So this zone is really, really cool because of the music as well. Because of the Pokemons, of the bamboo trees, of the mini lakes, the color of the ground. Bro, this area is so unique. I think that's why I really like this area. Because it's so unique. It's so different from all other areas. Not because it's secluded like the Path to Alfornada, not because it's just full of snow and I like snow like Glaciado Mountain. It's so different. It feels like a completely different region inside the game. You know? Just a bamboo forest with some Chinese / Japanese / Asian music. It's so cool. I'm getting out of words here because I really do enjoy this region, this area, and it has strong Pokemon, it has strong opponents. You are really close to what for me was the last Team Star base, so it had all the senses of building up without being so important or so impactful like exploring Area 0. You know what I'm saying? And then it's not that big as well. You cannot get lost in here. There is not much to find, but the region in itself is already a great finding, if you know what I'm saying, right? So it's really cool. The music, the bamboo trees, the different type of floor, and the uniqueness there is no other area, and it looks like a different area. And then the base of Team Star, one of the toughest for me as well. It was really cool. It wasn't really tough, but it was one of the toughest. You know what I'm saying? And then we can have here a look at night just to see the difference. It really looks cool at night, but during the day it looks better because you can see the different colored ground. Tell me in the comments down below what you think about Northern Area Province 2, and I see we finally reached the end of the video, the way of this ranking, and this is my favorite region in the whole Paldea region, my favorite area or zone in the game. So it actually starts a little bit, okay? I also like this zone, not just because of this zone itself, but just like Path to Alfornada, it's the context, where it is. So before you reach this zone, you can reach it through the mountain, through Glaciado, but you can also pass through these beautiful wooden bridges, near some waterfalls, near Cacerola Lake, and it's just a beautiful setup. This wide, free landscape, so much water, you know, just like so cool. And then when you the greatest view of all, you are very right, my friend. And then we reach my favorite area, Socarrat Trail. Socarrat Trail, just like Northern Area 2, Northern Province 2, it's so unique. It also has orange ground, but it's not like dead leaves ground, it's orange grass, and it does not have bamboo. And in here, in this region, you can see nature or the naturalization of the Pokemon world. You can see Toadscruel hiding on the bottom part of the trees, because they are supposedly mushrooms. You can see Fortresses on the top of the trees where they like to chill. You can see Spider Pops throwing at you from the top of the trees, and that you can see Slowkings chilling around and sleeping unbothered, right? And I think that's so cool. It gives such its own life, it gives its own movement, its own rhythm to this region. And once again, it's further away from the central gameplay, from the central things of the game. So I came here just on a whim, just exploring. There was no really reason for me to being here, but I really enjoy this area. It's my favorite area. There we go. The Slacking, chilling like a champ. Hey bro. Hey? Yeah, I know you like this area too. It's your favorite area as well. It's so chill, will not even try to attack me, right? Nah, I get you. I understand. Then you can see the fortress all together drinking some water now. Just like animals in the wild do, they go together to drink some water. You know, and that's what I speak about, the naturalization of the Pokemon world. Because when you go into a forest, it's normal to see some animals in a bush, others in the top of the tree, others in the bottom of the tree. And I think in this area, because it's kinda a bit narrow and smaller and more secluded, they could program better the Pokemons, because it's not just an open area, and you can just see natural life in the Pokemon game, which is very cool. It gives more personality to the game, right? And then we have the Spide Pops trying to attack me over here. You see? That gives so much essence and life. You also, you have the shrine of one of the ruinous Pokemons, right? Which is very cool. It's the ground and dark one. And then you can chill in the river with your Miraidon as well. That's so cool. This area has so many things, you know? The orange. You can see the mountain. It's so calm and distant from everything. And it also connects to a lot of places. It connects to Glaciado Mountain. And it connects to the Cacerola Lake, which is really cool. And then you just, when you leave the area, you meet this wide open space of the margins of the lake. And it's just like you enter a new region. You come from the orange grass to the green grass. You come from the narrow path to an open field. And it's just great in my opinion. Alright, so this is the end of the video today, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, please press the like button and tell me in the comments down below which regions/areas are your favorites in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of imagination, responsibility and creativity. Until the next time, as a Cloud Surfer, surfing out.